Alright, what is good, y'all? New series video. I know I'm small, he's big, but whatever. This video is based off his results, so let's get right into it. How did we do this week? Did you pass an eval? Did you blow your account? What did we do?
Not much. I'm up $100, about like $120 on the week. Nothing good, crazy.
How many trades did you take? Blood.
Three, three.
What days?
Tuesday, Wednesday.
Two.
Yeah, I took two in one day. I took two on Tuesday.
Oh, alright. So what, you took 3 break-even trades?
Yeah.
Oh, hell no! Alright. Well, I guess I'll stop flaming you and let's just get right into the trades. Alright, so this is what day?
This is Tuesday.
Okay, this is Tuesday. Now, I'm just gonna let you explain the trade. What is every single reason why you entered the trade?
Okay, so right off market open, we just moved very bullish, and I expected there are some 4-hour highs over here, or an hourly highs. I expected these to get taken like really fast off open, and I saw a really nice 5-minute setup right here. There's a huge gap we play into. It looks like good retracement on the 5-minute and a really good flip, and I entered.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
what was the result of this trade?
Let's see. Break even right there. I was break even at these like 15-minute highs way back here because I thought internal highs were really close to be a break even for me. Yeah, it was right here.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we'll just play it out on the 5-minute. That was the first candle, and then
Yeah, I didn't
kind of just said,
I remember we just didn't deliver higher, so.
yeah, boom. I was break even right there.
Get cooked. But okay, so you took this trade. Just was it fully based off the 5-minute?
Yeah, it was. I mean, the 1 minute doesn't look amazing, honestly.
Oh hell no. Yeah, okay. So fully based off the 5-minute here, and okay, so all right, and that's where your stop was down there.
Yeah, it was below that gap.
Okay, there's a few things. I really don't mind this trade. I do think it is a solid trade. But right, so I do think you played the stop loss correct because if you were to play your stop loss at that 5-minute kind of body low there, then obviously that would have been way too tight because obviously on the lower time frames we are, and on the kind of the 5-minute here, we like you see we are slowing down a little bit, and obviously kind of struggling to deliver after we had that initial displacement. So the fact that you did rock a big stop loss, giving price room to breathe because you probably realize that, or maybe not, but you probably realize that price is not delivering swiftly, so you gave price a bit room to breathe. Was that kind of the thought process, or did you just toss that shit there?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was what I was thinking because price could easily go back down to my stop loss if I entered at this little 5-minute low right here, like really easily. It could just wick me out.
Exactly. Yeah. So I do think you did a good job playing with a bigger stop loss there. I like to preach. I would say, like, especially in New York volume, never play that tight of a stop loss because it will always be more sketchy and you can just get wicked out. So I do like how you gave that trade room to breathe there. And overall, I don't really think it's a bad trade. Obviously, you see we are respecting bullish gaps. We boom and draws higher. The only thing is just that TP is a bit aggressive. Like it, how far away was the TP?
140 points, 123 points. I played it with 6 pros.
That's a bit of a push there. 140 points for the guy. But I remember you texted me saying this would have passed your eval.
Yeah, I would have. I took it with 6 micros, and this was like 1,500. I think. Like,
I do think there's a few ways you could have played it. Obviously, hold up. Was that first draw your break even? Was that like an hourly high or something, or was it not really anything significant?
I mean, it didn't look too significant when I marked it out. Let's see. I mean, yeah, a couple eyes, but it's not
Yeah,
anything
yeah, I was
significant.
gonna say, obviously targeting that much is kind of ridiculous. Like, I personally would have waited for price to trade a bit closer in order to take a trade to that draw personally. But the draw before it is not that bad. So, like, if you possibly could have just taken it with like a little bit more size and just hit and just full take profit at that first draw, I do think that is like very, very much more reasonable, right? Because when you're targeting a lot of points like that, more times than not, like you're gonna get whipped out at break even, or we're just not gonna deliver because of the fact that we're still really far away. So I do think targeting that draw was a bit ambitious at that point in time. So possibly a different way to approach it was simply just kind of taking a little bit earlier take profit, which would mean you would have to play your stop a bit tighter there, but you're also saying your take profit is way earlier. So I do think just targeting all of that is a bit unreasonable, and I would kind of be shocked if that hit, just because of the fact that you see how price. Hold on, go back to price, bro. Just because you see how we slowed down there, right? I would be maybe open to thinking that next strong liquidity is going to get hit if we continue playing with extreme volume. But as you can see, we kind of slowed down there, which led me to believe and kind of gave me conviction that we are not going to go up and hit that high. But that I'm not saying that for the first high. So I do think if you could have possibly gotten that trade with a bit more size and just hit full take profit at your break even point, I think that could have been pretty nice there. But yeah, I do because I actually took a trade on this day as well. Yeah, like, did you like a yeah? You could get like a 1-to-1 there, so you could have played that. Just playing it to the first high. To the first high, I think that's a much more reasonable trade that is gonna hit probably. So, actually go to the 1 minute because I just want to go over the trade I took and see your thought process behind it and why you possibly didn't take it. Go down.
Um,
So I took that. Okay, so put your projection tool long, just like in the middle of that flip there.
like right here.
Yeah, like around there. Okay, so why did you not like longs there? It was too, I believe, hourly high, London highs. No, it was not that. It was higher. Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
why did you not? But why did you not like this trade?
Honestly, I don't.
It was.
Um, I guess I just wasn't looking at it. I don't know. On the five, it looks really good. Came down, wicked these gaps, and then gave strong like rejection out of them. I don't know. I guess I was just looking at the 1 minute and wasn't looking for anything else.
Hold up, peep the hourly dough. Peep the hourly dough. Okay, so my conviction for this trade was obviously we were respecting hourly gaps, and after we put in that wick to the hourly gap, it didn't really make any sense for price to push back low and resweep that low we put into the hourly gap. So pretty much the drawn liquidity was already confirmed for me, and essentially I was just looking for any type of confirmation to that draw. So when I saw off open, we went out, tapped the 5 minute gap, swept those 5 minute lows, rejected it, and then instantly displaced on the 1 minute. I thought that was a very clean and a very free trade. So this was the trade I took. And yeah, so I guess you just didn't see it or what?
Yeah, I mean, I just wasn't really looking to take a trade off market open, I guess. I mean, I just didn't catch my eye.
Bruh, bro just hates profit. No, but did you end up watching the YouTube video I posted about passing evals? Because if not, I'll just briefly go over it.
No.
Bro, come on now. Come on now. Okay, well, the basis of it is just when we have a confirmed drawn liquidity, right? Like I like to play evals as just simply drawn liquidity, right? So when we have a confirmed draw and you just get like strictly displacement to that draw, and let's say you see a candle closure that through your head after that candle closure, pretty much it's just saying, oh wow, okay, we are going to hit that draw. Like, bro, just enter that shit. Like, yeah, like it's good for discipline. I'm waiting for that AA plus setup, but you literally said it before we started the call. Like, staying on eval is stupid, right? It's dumb. So, like, you don't need to be an absolute perfectionist on evals. All you need to do is just get the draw and liquidity right and enter a trade with the safe stop loss, right? You don't need to be a pitch perfect, catching 3 trades in a row with and waiting for a perfect entry and taking 1 to 2 trades a week. Whereas dead ass, if you just take a trade like this, where it's a confirmed dash draw on liquidity, and your stop loss is relatively safe, then you can just do that shit, and you don't need to be a literal precision beast on getting a perfect entry. Like when you have a confirmed draw and we're displacing towards that draw, and through your head, like you see a candle close where it's like, okay, we're gonna hit this draw. Like so, typically, I'm just gonna assume this is your thought process, right? So let's say you see a confirming candle to a draw on liquidity, then your thought process goes to, okay, let's get an entry. And what it should be on evals is, okay, we confirmed the draw. Fuck it, let me just take the trade. We confirmed and just rock a bigger stop loss so where it's safe, right? It's like because that's how I look at it when trading my XFAs. Essentially, it's like, okay, we confirmed the draw. Now I'll scale down for an entry. But on evals, it's like, okay, we confirmed the draw. Let me just enter that shit. So if you ever see a draw where it's like, okay, we're gonna hit it, like don't be afraid to just enter it. Just make sure to not rock a unreasonably small stop loss.
Yeah.
You understand that though?
Yeah, I do.
Right, all right. And you understand kind of the second option I said to on how to play that trade you took earlier, possibly just TPing at the first one.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. 120 points.
Yeah, it's a bit of an
Wow.
unreasonable trade to catch. But all right, let's go to your next trade. So can you just go to that right now?
Yeah, it's on the same day. Should be like,
Right, same day.
yeah.
Forget about it.
Boom, right there. That's it.
Oh, this is an awful trade. Genuinely an awful trade. This is what I like to call a pattern trade, right?
Hold on, let me. I was just gonna mark it out. Yep.
You are taking the pattern of an IFEG long after a retracement into a higher time frame gap. Am I wrong?
No.
You- Okay. Okay. Like you need to realize conditions, right? So, like I said previously, the second we rejected that break even point, that was that little high for you. The second we rejected that and gave an absolute dong kong long to the downside, there is no reason why you should long back to that area in price, right? Because if we were going to deliver to that next strong liquidity, we would not have rejected that area in price so hard. The second you see a whatever the fuck that was, a 100 point sell off, in the opposite direction on where price wants to go, that should be your first indication that price is obviously not wanting to deliver higher, and anything, and any continuation back in that same direction will automatically be way more sketch and way less more probable, right? Because this is strictly just a pattern trade and not taking into account conditions, right? Conditions, because trading a discretional model, right? Like you don't yeah, you can pattern trade IFEGs, you can pattern trade displacement to a drawn liquidity all day long. But if you don't take into account conditions and what's actually going on in the markets, then you're not going to have a high win rate, right? Like trading in a range, trading after we blatantly aggressively displaced off a high, and you're trading and taking a long back in that same direction, right? So just take me and walk me through the thought process on longing back in that direction after selling off, right? Like, did you think that sell off was not like a little bit sketch or what?
Honestly, what I saw is I saw price coming down. This looks, yeah, I saw price hit this 15-minute gap and have this strong of a rejection, and I thought my draw was still confirmed because this really wasn't that strong of a draw in my opinion as this. So I re-entered after about, yeah, after this 5 minute.
Okay.
That's what I saw. I didn't see what you said.
Yeah,
Charlie.
we did go down and we did go down a tap of 15, but this is just strictly a pattern trade. Like, yeah, I can see the thought process. Obviously, it stands out like a sore thumb. It looks like a clean ass trade if you have no further context on kind of what's really going on. But just a quick rule of thumb and like a tip to get out of this is like whenever we aggressively have a rejection in the point in the opposite direction of the drawing liquidity and the point in price where you want to trade to, that should just automatically fire off a switch in your brain saying, damn, okay, that's obviously that should be like a bell going off in your head saying, okay, if price was going to deliver cleanly, why would we sell off that hard, right? So yes, this like is a fire pattern trade, but really that's like a rule of thumb that I always go by. And if we were gonna go to that next draw, right? Like you can just simply just wait until we trade above that point of rejection, right? Like you see, we're still rejecting that point. We have not traded above that point. We have not confirmed to the next draw liquidity yet. So what you can simply do is just stay on the 5 minute time frame until, or like the 1 minute time frame. No, I lied. The 5 minute time frame until we trade above that point in price to confirm your next draw on liquidity, right?
Yeah.
And play out the 5 minute. Let's just see what happened here.
Yeah, I was break even at these internal highs.
Okay, so you did get away with the break even here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Break even. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Here, I'll keep playing it a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, forget about it. Yeah, so like essentially, if we were to have confirmed above those highs, then I would obviously be trading. I mean, be open to trading to the next draw, but obviously we did not. So yeah, does that make sense for those two trades there?
It does.
All right, now go to the next trade.
Okay. There's the next day.
Just exit replay.
Okay. Are you on camera or no?
Yeah. I'm gonna keep rolling here. Just try to be
All right.
relatively quick.
Wednesday.
Forget about it. Yo, for you guys watching this on YouTube, is that not, bro? You're right.
No, this is not. This is like. Hold on. This is.
I can literally see your executions.
That's not it. That's. This is not on my account. It's that.
Oh,
Okay.
this is just like paper trading.
Yeah. This is a paper trading thing. Well, this is one's on paper trading. Okay. I took. Yeah, I know what I took. Why is this executed on my paper trading account? Whatever.
Who took this trade for me? Must have been the wind.
No. Okay. I don't know why that's over there. See, that's not what I took. I took this.
Oh, okay. I remember this trade. I remember you taking this trade
Yeah.
because I was actually in shorts as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Let me mark out.
This is actually a good learning point for you and the viewers. Mark out that low. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Now
Okay.
take me through the exact thought process behind this, Joan.
Okay. So this was the second candle after market open. And honestly, this was such a big sell-off that happened due to like what?
It was.
I don't know. It was news. It was news.
Microsoft news.
Yeah, out of nowhere. And honestly, I had so much conviction in this gap holding. I saw this little tap and a really strong rejection candle out of it, and I entered. That was not my stop. Right there. And that's my trade. Yeah. I entered off the rejection of that huge gap.
Okay, so my trade was I actually literally limited that 5 minute gap because I had the same idea. Go to the 5 minute. I literally just set a limit at that 5 minute gap because and this was a learning point for me this day as well. Like this was because obviously pretty much almost every single day I have the drawn liquidity correct, and obviously this day I was not because we never took that low. So my thought process going into the day was this gap is gonna hold, so I'm just gonna limit the fucking gap and just throw a 1-to-1 because it's a two condition trade. If the gap holds, then my drawn liquidity is right and I win the trade, or the gap doesn't hold and my drawn liquidity is wrong and I lose the trade. So I literally limited that gap with the same idea, just not waiting for confirmation because that gap was so big. But what okay, so for context for you guys watching, that low was SMT'd. That low was SMT'd pre-market. So ES took that low. And what I kind of failed to realize and what I didn't take into account was go on the 4 hour time frame really quick. So what I failed to take into account was literally just how bullish overall market structure was, and the fact that we put in an SMT at that significant of a low, like overall, and just like very bullish market structure, putting in an SMT at that significant of a low automatically makes that draw on liquidity a little bit sketch. And yes, we were selling off really hard in market open, but that was not because it was normal price action. It was news inflicted, and it was a news inflicted gaps being created, right? So I actually so this was a learning point for me as well, right? Because typically when you see CPI PPI candles, you don't technically play those CPI gaps as if it was a gap created normally by normal price action, right? You kind of play it as just data high and data low, and you almost ignore the fact that it was a gap because that gap is inflicted by news. It's not inflicted by a real move in price action. It was news inflicted, right? So you can't essentially play that gap as it's a normal gap because like typically you see remember a few weeks ago we had that 1,000 point sell off that had to be news inflicted, right? And we just bought up that 1,000 point dump news gap like it was not there. So typically like CPI news, whatever this Microsoft news was or anything, right? You kind of just play that gap, and you cannot really play that gap as it's gonna hold price. So I failed to realize two things, right? I was playing this gap as it was normally created by price action and saying, okay, this gap was created like normally when it wasn't. It was created by a news event, which in a sense does not give it the value it should hold as if it was created by a normal move within price. And two, we put in a significant SMT at the low there in an overall bullish market. So definitely some learning points there, but just looking at the actual entry, looking at the confluence, and just looking at the actual entry, if we had to take out the drawn liquidity and news created gap out of the sequence, I do think that is a very clean A plus entry. Like if like taking those two things out of account, like this would have been an A plus entry in my opinion. But just the fact that we had put in an SMT and that SMT obviously held, then the drawn liquidity was just wrong for the day, and that gap did hold essentially, but we just never took the draw. So that's what I took out of the day. That's what you could take out of the day. But just looking at just entering off like the candles wise and sequence, I do think that is A plus. Just reacting out of a 5 minute there, instant displacement. I do think that is a really good entry there. And you got break even on this, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. I got break even on shorts that day as well. So yeah, just
Yeah.
things to take into account. SMT at a significant low, all overall bullish structure. You shouldn't really be targeting that low. So that was something to take out of it for me and you. But just looking at entry wise, overall, I think it's solid. So yeah.
Yeah. I got $100 out of this trade actually. About.
So hold up.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any questions regarding the charts for this week? Because if not, we can just take off the charts.
Um. No.
Bro never has any questions. Okay, then just take off the charts.
Okay. Let's put it here.
Then we can get our big heads up here. Take off your chart, bro.
All right, bro. Chill. There you go.
Okay. Cool. Okay, so what is your account at?
1,786 profit.
And you need 3K to pass.
Yeah, so I need 1.2K to pass.
Bro, just pass that shit.
Yeah.
Alright, bro. Next week you're passing it. Deadass, just do what I say, bro. Literally. When you see that
No,
candle-
but
Okay.
yeah.
What did I tell you? What are you gonna do next week?
Once that draw is confirmed, if I see that candle to it, I can just trade.
Just enter that shit, bro. But you need to make sure you can't just rock a very stingy stop loss. You need to give price room to breathe. Because you could still be right about the draw and liquidity, and after the confirmation, But if you're playing a stop loss where it could still, where price get traded to that area and your draw liquidity could still be valid, like you can obviously get wicked out and still go to the draw, right? So when you do that, just make sure not to be stingy and too uptight with the stop loss there. But yeah, bro, dead ass. Just wait till you see this lace into a draw and just throw that shit up like it's throwing up a half court shot.
Okay.
But do you have any questions?
No, I'm gonna pass it next week
All right.
for sure.
All right. But yeah, so, I guess that would be a wrap on the video. So, with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If, yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you can see this bum pass a freaking eval. Then finally get onto the XFA because that is where the real content will come from. Does he make money on the XFA? But with that being said, in the description, TikTok, Instagram, my Discord where I teach trading for free. And if you want accounts with Alpha Futures, code JET. What are you smiling about? What are you smiling about?
Literally nothing.
Okay. If you want accounts with Alpha Futures, code Jack will get you discounted. And of course, subscribe if you liked it. Bro, I'm not finishing the video until you tell me what's funny.
Nothing's funny.
Nah, say it.
Literally nothing's funny, dude. Just finish the damn video.
Subscribe. I'll see you guys next week.